This is Sodor Nightly News. Tonight I'll be interviewing the fireman, the sole survivor of a fateful wreck, Mr. Andy Einsman. He's going to talk to us about that fateful day when his engineer and his train crashed, fatally killing the engineer. So Andy, what happened on that fateful day? Well, it was our usual run. I was the fireman on that day. The engineer was an Austin Angelo, no doubt. Do you miss him? Of course I do. Him and I worked together. We worked quite well together. He'd be alive today if he wasn't killed. So what happened on that day? Well, it was our usual run. We passed through this bird sanctuary. This egg, however, well, there was an egg. It rolled on from the bird sanctuary study. It rolled unsuspectingly into one of our cars, a hopper to be exact. We didn't we did know it at the time, so we just ignored it. About an hour later, I saw something that shocked me to my core. We were being chased. By who? Well, I couldn't make it out, but there was a purple dinosaur on a chariot and three of his friends, along with a red car with five members of a band in there, a van with one boy, 10 girls, and a mom and dad, and then some sort of car with it's like something out of the space age, with a princess driving, a lion, a man made of tin, a scarecrow, the princess's dog, and a wizard, no doubt. Somehow, I didn't even know at the time. I thought they were a bunch of lunatics chasing us like that. My guess they were chasing the egg, but I didn't know at the time. They pulled ahead, and I thought, all right, they'll just pull ahead and they'll leave us alone. I told Austin the whole story. I told Austin what transpired before. He said, well, my guess they're after that egg. I said, maybe, but you know. We were on the outskirts of Appleville, New York. Oh yeah, mind you, the location of the Barnes Street Adventure was in Appleville, but I'd say it's in the Northeast somewhere, in Appleville, New York. We were on the outskirts, and we've entered an S-curve about 2.5 miles from the crossing itself. So there was a railroad crossing? Yes, there was. It was called the Appleville Street Railroad Crossing. How so? Well, I didn't know the route at the time. I was training to be an engineer, so I had to ride with Austin just to know the route. It was in the Appleville subdivision. How many cars did you pull? Well, according to the manifest, we had to pull 50. Had to take 50 freight cars. And at the end of the run, which was only 28 miles away, it was a bit misty that day, so we could see ahead. On the day before, it rained. The rails were slick, so I had to take extra precautions. I see. So what about the accident itself? I'll get to that in a minute. So what happened? So they pulled ahead. I thought, all right, so they'll just pull ahead. So about 3 miles later, we've entered an S curve with only 12 miles to go. An S curve? Yes, an S curve. There was no advance warning. According to railroad rules, if there's something on the main line, there's gotta be 2 warning torpedoes, things that go on the tracks to get the engine's attention. It's got has to be placed about 10 telegraph poles distance. Mind you, this was, well, they still had telegraphs in the area, so after all, we had working radios, and also there were no signals to warn us. As we came out of the S curve, right ahead of us was the 4 vehicles ahead. They pulled ahead and stopped on the crossing. And once I yelled to Austin, "Oh my lord, there's something on the main line," he jumped to his feet, looked across the boiler, at the same time setting the air brakes to the left position. He yelled at to me, "Andy, jump." I jumped across the deck, slid down the railing as far as I could, and I let loose. And then the worst happened. The train collided with the 4 vehicles. The red car and the Oldsmobile were in front of the crossing. The van was on the crossing itself, and the chariot was on the other side of the crossing. The van impeded traffic, and it was an awful sight to behold. The engineer was struck in the throat from the brake handle. I mean, oh my God, what a sad day that was. We had only 12 miles to go, and we're running smoothly too. So what happened after that? All cars were derailed, and the engine smashed into all 4 vehicles. Luckily for the occupants of the cars themselves, they jumped clear before the train, just before the train came. So what happened after the accident? An officer was nearby. I gave him my statement, and that was that. What happened a month after that? Well, I got a phone call from the superintendent saying that all 4 parties were charged with not only impeding rail traffic, but road traffic as well. It was according to CCTV camera footage that sadly it's been lost to time. So what happened after that? The maintenance of way crew didn't put the warning torpedoes about a mile from the crossing, so they were under heavy fire. Even the rail company that I used to work for was also under heavy fire for not installing 2 signals. Had that to be 2 rail lengths apart. So what happened to all 4 cars? All 4 cars were damaged beyond repair. Good thing I survived. I was knocked unconscious. After 30 minutes, I woke up, and I saw with my own eyes the reality it hit me. And if we had advance warning, Austin, the engineer, will be alive today. There you have it, folks. The testimony of that fateful wreck. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed the in-depth newscast. I would say this was the best idea I ever had. So if you like it, sound off in the comments below. And mind you, I might do these sort of newscasts again. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys. Peace out.